Riddle me this, streamers. Viewers, if you will. Who is a streamer that has the lowdown on figures of multiple scales that makes it look so easy? That's right, it's Jay Feezy. Now please enjoy this episode 22 of the Figure Lowdown. Thank you for coming. What is up, fellow collectors, community collecting crew? Thank you for joining me on this episode 22 of the Figure Lowdown. That's right, I am, if you haven't guessed it, I'm retired Riddler here. Old man Riddler. Let me make sure I got my audio is good. Yeah, okay, I'm not muted because, again, that's happened before, right? I mean, for those of us who've been there, who've done that, we know how it is. So, yes, thank you for joining me. This is, as retired Riddler mentioned, this is the Figure Lowdown episode 22. This is where I cover figures of multiple scales outside of Hot Toys, Hasbro, for the most part. Actually, I will be covering some Hasbro figures here in this one, but not the ones you may think, ones that crossed my social media feed here. Man, I gotta make sure I get these. This is kind of irritating, right? For those who wear these masks. But yeah, thank you for joining. This is the Halloween episode, the annual Halloween episode. And usually the past 2 years, I've been doing it on my other stream, apparently collecting, that I haven't done in a while. And I think, I think that's probably gotten the most out of it I could. I might bring that back here and there depending on, future guests. But yeah, so I figured I'd finally switch it over to some other streams, some other video series live streams. So this is the first year it's now on Figure Lowdown. So we'll see if that makes its way next year to Figure Lowdown or if it jumps to another video stream that I do. So I do multiple, as you know, if you're familiar with my channel. But yeah, hopefully you're all having a good weekend. This is October, what are we on? 27th. And we got quite a few figures as usual to cover here on this episode of the Figure Lowdown. So I'll try to go through them as much as I can. I may have some guests. If not, as always, the show will go on. I'll roll through it as best I could. Let me know in the chat, of course, how my audio and everything is. I'll do my best to keep you all entertained in today's establishment of video series. So speaking of, in the chat, let's see who we got. We have, of course, the legend 12-inch Moose Dream. Thank you for coming in, good sir. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. I'm glad you're enjoying this. You're enjoying the my shenanigans here on my my costume. So hopefully you got a costume going. Moose, if you I'm looking forward to seeing those. If you do, maybe this later on this Halloween, this week. No pressure, do your thing. I know you got some cool comfortable PJs that you could rock. That's good enough. I'd say that's good enough in my book. But yeah, man, hopefully you're doing good. You got some feedback here saying audio is great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that confirmation. All right, as usual. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to put links in the description to the figures I'm going to be talking about. So my apologies. Those will be in there after the stream, though. I'll go through and put those in there, as well as timestamps to all the figures I'll be discussing. Those will be in the description after the stream as well. So I'll be sure to get those in there for you guys to make sure that's convenient. Obviously, that's usually the case for my streams. I put those timestamps and links in the description for Figure Lowdown. So yeah, for those of you catching the replay, first, thank you for coming and watching, catching the replay. And yeah, again, links in the description below. And any guests, panelists I may have this coming on the stream, I'll put their links in the description as well to their social media, if they're not already in the Friends of the Channel section of my channel. All right, let's see. Oh, we got some other guests here joining us. Philip the Fool, a fellow fool right here in the house. What is up? He's saying, what's up, Feezy? What up, Philip? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Moose is saying he's a Target shopper. That's your costume. You got the disgruntled shopper look, or do you have the happy price matched shopper appearance going? Well, happy hunting, whatever you are hunting for at Target there, Moose. The people popper himself, Loco Lou in the house. What's poppin', people? What is up, Loco Lou? Hopefully you're having a good day, man, and a good weekend so far. And this Halloween weekend, this is the last weekend before Halloween. Halloween is falling on a Thursday, so that's 31st, I believe that is. Let me make sure I got my Thursday. Yep. Let's see. Blue Tattoo in the house. What is up, Blue? He says, dang it, Batman is never around when the Riddler goes crazy. Dope costumes. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Blue. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, this is the costume of the year for this one. Yeah, I've rocked a few before, so this is the one of choice. Yep. So not gonna lie, I got I'm rocking the shorts. It's kind of warm in here, so I wanted to be as comfortable as possible. So I don't need to prove it. Just take my word for I'm rocking the shorts, or am I? But yeah, it's just all up here. Right? I'm gonna have to take these off pretty soon because this is getting hot. Also, this eye mask and this hat. So so we were doing a family costume group thing that we do. It's kind of like a tradition that we do. So obviously this year is DC villains. And so I presented this to my kids. I was like, yeah, what do you think? And they were kind of laughing. And my daughter goes, you look old. And I was like, oh, that hurt me right here. And I was like, you know what? Go clean your room. I just entered it. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so that's where the retired Riddler came from, right? I'm the retired Riddler. Yeah, got the whites, got the grays going. So how dare she, right? How dare she? But no, kids have no filter. It's all good, though. I know she was just joking. So let's see here. We got some more coming. Yeah, more people popping in the chat. The No Pants crew. That's right. The No Pants crew. I take it you're currently in the crew right now, Lou. Let's see here. Tyria in the house. What is up, Tyria? Costume, Feezy. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Then we got everyone talking in the chat amongst themselves. Nice. Yeah, appreciate it. Enjoy that. Yeah. One of the reasons I do this stream, not to drag on the intro a little too long, but one of the intros I do the stream is to also have a place for fellow collectors to come together and, chat within the chat to talk to each other. Because otherwise, we could all message each other on, the social medias. But it's kind of, I don't know, it just adds a little more to it when, we have figures that I'm currently discussing or anyone's currently discussing on their streams. And then people are talking about it amongst themselves, coffee talk in the chat there. So, I always encourage you guys to kind of do your thing. Sorry, I had to turn on the fan. It's getting a little warm in here. Actually, speaking of, let me go ahead and remove my garments here so we take one last good look. Yeah. All right, folks, say goodbye to retired Riddler. All right, let me see. Let me just toss this over here. And, oh, man. Now I got the lines on my eyes. I'm going to have that all stream now. Okay. Oh, man. All right. So I'll rock the suit and tie here. I'll be looking pretty spiffy. Actually, I might take these gloves off too. Yeah. All right. So I think I rambled on long enough. Let's see here. Okay. So let's jump right into it. Let's go with start off with the warm-up figure here. The first one I got is, let me get lined up here, the Syndicate Collectibles 1/6 Pumpkinhead. So as I usually do on this stream, I start with the 1/6 scale figures, and then I switch up later on to the 1/12. So we have a few 1/6 scale figures to talk about here. And again, I forgot to put the links in the description below to these figures I'm talking about, so that was my fault. I was just trying to, this was kind of put together as kind of somewhat last minute. I just decided to do this stream, so I had to hurry up and put everything together, and I forgot to put those links in there. So yeah, after the stream, though, they will be in there, so you can reference these figures if you need to. So 1/6 scale Pumpkinhead. This is, again, Syndicate Collectibles. This is $300 USD, set to come out actually this year, December 2024. Perfect Christmas figure, right? This is standing at 15 inches, so 38 centimeters. And interestingly enough, this is limited to 2,500 pieces. So I'm not too familiar with Syndicate Collectibles, to be honest. I don't have any figures from them. I know they've been doing some other collectibles. I don't think they do a lot of 1/6, but again, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, or let me know in the comments. But I saw this, and me being the horror fan that I am, hence the stream, I saw this caught my eye. And this is one as a kid, this movie in general. Like, I've always seen the cover and seen it on, advertised on like cable TV back in the day. But this honestly has never graced my eye holes. I haven't had a chance to watch this, so I'm gonna try to watch this sometime tonight or sometime this week in honor of Halloween, of course. And so yeah, I know it's one of those B cheesy movies that it's just kind of low budget, of course. But yeah, I know there's multiple of these movies, but this figure looks, from what I recall, looks pretty accurate to the monster, the Pumpkinhead character in those movies. So you can kind of see the joints here. I know automatically people are going to be kind of turned off by that. This is a larger, as people say, Marvel Legends kind of 1/12 scale figure, McFarlane-ish. This is something like McFarlane would do, and I'm not sure if they did this, but I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm pretty sure they did at some point. Maybe like a Movie Maniacs line or something. So yeah, so he comes with, let me go back actually here. Another section. Let me see here. Let me cruise on through. 3 different head sculpts. I think I passed the, let me go through those. Oh yeah, I think I was already here. Yeah, so all the way around. 3 head sculpts, alternate hands, and a cross. Again, I take it the cross has to do with the movie, which I have not seen yet, but I will. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. So yeah, this one definitely looks cool. The head sculpts look nice. The sculpting on this looks pretty good. The paint looks really good. I like how they have the kind of the weathering throughout his skin and like the veins. You can kind of see the veins on there. Let me see what happens if I. Oh yeah, here we go. Enhance. Yeah, you can kind of see like all the veins throughout his body and his bones here. And obviously, again, big visible joint. Which I mean, I guess this is Syndicate's way. Again, I'm not really too familiar with Syndicate collectibles, but I take it this is something they normally do. The cross looks detailed here. So this is set to come out pretty soon here. 38 points of articulation. Let me dehance there. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. I want to say it does look pretty good. So for those of you who are fans of Pumpkinhead, Pumpkinhead, there's a 1/6 scale figure out there for you guys who are looking for it in that scale. So yeah, this does look cool. I do like basically the head sculpt, the way it's sculpted, the way it looks, and just how it has 3 different sculpts, and that's really cool. Pass for me, but just kind of an FYI for those out there. And they also make a 12 scale version. So again, same company, just shrunken down. And let me switch to that here, just kind of show you. It's almost, it looks like it's almost identical, if not really similar to the 6 scale version. So we're looking at here the 12 scale version. Again, 38 points of articulation. This one's 9 inches. And yeah, it looks, I didn't do an exact comparison side to side, but it looks to be pretty similar. It comes with a cross and also 3 head expressions in this one as well in the 12 scale version. So yeah, these are both up on Syndicate Collectibles site. I believe I also saw the 6 scale version on BBTS, so there's an option for you there. This is 12 scale again. I don't recall where else outside of the Syndicate Collectibles website they have this, but yeah, it's out there. And this one should be shipping soon. Actually, this 12 scale version should be shipping this month. I think I saw October 20th, so it already passed. So it should already be out there, heading out to those of you who prefer this. And this is $65. And I didn't see anything about it being limited here. I'm on the Syndicate Collectibles website right here. Yeah, $65. Yeah, ships October 20th. So yeah, this is 65 compared to, what is it, the 300 of the 6 scale. So yeah, again, you got options depending on which one. If you feel like you just need a 12 scale version to go with your other horror figures, then there you go, you got that here. All right, let me address the chat real quick before I go on to the other one. Let's see here. Moose is saying, Moose streams, I love live streams because I love to comment. Yes sir, yeah man, that's one of the again, one of the things that as most of you, that's where I started off. You know, I started off my collecting adventure a few years ago, mostly during the pandemic. Got into streams myself and was all in the chat and talking with everybody and got introduced to everybody in the community. And so that's where I started, like a lot of other YouTubers / streamers. And so yeah, that's one of the things I still love and go back to, is just jump in there when I can, right? When I'm able to catch the live streams. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Moose. I love talking to you all. That's why I do this, my stream myself, and I'm willing to do it solo to talk to you. In addition to discussing figures, to talk to all of you out there. So yeah, thank you for coming through and watching the live streams, my live streams, and going back and watching the replays and comments, because I do read those and I address what I can. So I do appreciate all of you. But yeah, I'm a collector first. And this live stream game is just a hobby for me. So much love to all of you out there, and I appreciate you all for the support. Philip the Fool is saying, just got in a Grail yesterday. Infinity Studio Crimson Typhoon from Pacific Rim. Wow, okay. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. I have to check that one out. Is that a figure or is that a statue? Infinity Studio. I don't think I have any Infinity Studio Infinity Studio figures. But let me know, Philip. Or maybe you already did and I just haven't got to it yet. But yeah, congrats, man. Congrats on that. Especially getting your Grail, or one of the figures or collectibles you consider a Grail, man. That's always a good feeling. So yeah, big shout out to you, man. Congrats on getting that. Local Lou saying Pumpkinhead looks amazing. Yes, sir. Yeah, he looks great, man. KJ Smith in the house. Up, peeps? What is up, KJ? Thank you for coming through. Hopefully, having a good weekend so far. Let's see here. Syndicate. Local Lou saying Syndicate Collectibles also has a werewolf in 12 scale. I'm guessing that, or is that 12 scale? You mean like 1/6 or 1/12 scale? I'm not sure on that one. Confirm that. Local Lou saying hit that like button. Yeah, I appreciate if any of you watching or catching the replay, if you find any of this entertaining, if I'm able to entertain you or informative, consider hitting that like button for me. I would definitely appreciate it, because that obviously helps other viewers to come in contact with the stream, and YouTube pushes it across their feed. So sharing the info, that's what I'm all about here, is sharing this information on these figures. So yeah, I would appreciate it if you think I'm worthy. So appreciate you all in advance for doing that. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Moose is saying I did a panel on Friday night. Yeah, I need to go back and check that out. Man of Hot Collectibles, right? So yeah, for those of you who want to check out Moose, he made his first live stream appearance on Man of Hot Collectibles' this channel. So go check that out if you are interested. And then Philip the Fool's saying here on that Pacific Rim figure, Infinity Studio, it's a 12-inch figure, fully posable with light-up features, die-cast. Nice. Okay, wow. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah, I know you're all about posability of the figure. So yeah, that's awesome. Congrats again. Okay, and Lou's confirming here the werewolf is 1/12 scale. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So yeah, check that out also if you're interested in looking at a werewolf. I didn't have that on the agenda here, or the my list of figures. So, but Syndicate Collectibles has a werewolf apparently. So go check it out. Thanks, Lou. Thanks for the heads up. All right. Going on to the next figure here. So this one is going to take, I think I might be on this one for a little bit. So brace yourselves, go get a drink. This one's already been talked about, I think, quite a bit, but I wanted to share my thoughts and just kind of look over it myself. And this is the JazzInc Catwoman from Batman, Batman Returns. I believe that was 92. I was almost at 89, but that was obviously the first one. So yes, Batman Returns Catwoman here. So yeah, the pre-orders went up, I believe, on earlier this month in October. All that information is out there, and I'll kind of do a recap here on the pricing. But this is up for pre-order now, after people have been eagerly awaiting to see what the prototypes are going to look like. So this is up. Let me kind of go over some of that information real quick. So for the U.S., my fellow U.S. Collectors here, the two places to order this from, you can't order this direct from JazzInc, right? Because there's, I'm not sure who, so I don't want to say, but it was either the two major 1/6 companies. They kind of prevented Yoast from selling directly here to the States. So because of that, now the U.S. collectors here need to either go through Spec Fiction or 1/6 kit. Those are your two options as of now. I don't know if that'll change later, but as of now, to pre-order this JazzInc Catwoman 6 scale. And the cutoff, if you do go through 1/6 kit, just keep in mind the cutoff for that he has on his site is November 17th. So I don't know if that's actually Yoast's cutoff date, because I thought he had a later date, but per 1/6 kit, his cutoff date to order through that website is November 17th. And this is scheduled to be released Q1, Q2 of 2026. So that's as of now. And of course, obviously as with other figures with release dates, that could change, right, depending on delays or issues that come up. So it is an estimate. Just keep that in mind. All right, so there's 5 SKUs, 5 different options. Again, I'm all about the options, so I know it seems like overwhelming for some collectors, but I think it's I think these options are appreciated on my part. Personally, I think that it's awesome that we can choose. There is one downside though, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. So you have your basic clean version for $379 USD. These are prices on 1/6 kit. Spec Fiction are pretty similar. They're kind of around that price, like maybe a few dollars off, one or two there. 1/6 kit, though, I will add, does include shipping in their pricing as well. So just keep that in mind. There's no tax or additional shipping. So that's the price listed on there on 1/6 kit site is what you pay. So basic clean version is $379. Basic battle damage version is $405. The deluxe clean version is $542 USD. The deluxe battle damage version is $584 USD. And the deluxe 2-pack, which is both the battle damage and clean deluxe versions, is $1,158 bones USD there. And that does include that the 2-pack does include the Hell Here diorama, so just keep that in mind. You can't get that Hell Here diorama with any other of the versions, unfortunately. That's one of the downside I was referring to. It would have been good to at least have that like sold separately, if nothing else, right? Just kind of have that on the side like some other companies do, and then the option would be like, you know, if you got the deluxe 2-pack, you would end up paying a lower price if you were to get them all together, right? If you were to piecemeal the 3 together, so like the deluxe, the 2 deluxes and the Hell Here diorama, for instance, you know, if you were to piecemeal those together, it would have been cheaper to buy the deluxe instead. So that would have been a good option to have. I'm not saying he's doing that, but that would have been a good option to have on that. So let me go scroll through some of these pictures. These prototypes, I think, look good. I'm in agreement with a lot of others that these do look good. The face sculpt, the head sculpt here, the portrait, or no, head sculpt. I'm gonna stick with head sculpt. The painting, yeah, these look great. So what we're looking at here is the clean version, of course, right? This is kind of the standard basic version that you see in the movie. The Hell Here diorama, that's the one I was referring to here in the background here. That is only with the deluxe 2-pack. Again, that's only with the deluxe 2-pack. So this is just kind of just shown here in the photos, so keep that in mind. So with the deluxe clean version, right? These are you get 3 head sculpts. So that's what's included in here. And that's what's shown in this photo. These are the 3 head sculpts you get. Let me see here. Let me make sure I am covering my bases here. So yeah, the 3 head sculpts, and let me see. I forget which one you get exactly. I think it's the one here in the middle is the one you get with the basic. The basic version, just like the non-DX, right? I think you just get the one here in the middle. Correct me here in the chat if I'm wrong there. But this is the basic, the deluxe clean version. You get all 3 here. And this photo here is just showing the 2. So this is the all-in right here, basically. All-in is the deluxe 2-pack, and this kind of gives a summary of everything in general, right? So you can kind of on the top here. Let me see if I can zoom in. On the top, we have the clean version up here, and this is everything it comes with. You got the deluxe clean, has the 2 cats, a newspapers, a rolled up whip, multiple hands here. Oh, I just noticed that the hands. So I don't know if this is actually going to be this way. The hands go up to the forearm, so it makes it look like that. It doesn't look like you can detach the hands at the wrist that a traditional figure would. So yeah, this looks kind of similar to the setup that the InArt used for their Joker, for their Ledger Joker. So yeah, I don't remember Yost saying that, unless I missed it. So yeah, let me know in the chat or in the comments if Yost did mention that, if the swap out is at the forearm and not the wrist. So that's interesting. Okay, huh. All right, going down here, we have the deluxe battle damage version. Again, also comes with 3 sculpts, and I'll go through some photos here where it has the a bigger picture of the sculpts, a zoomed in version here, but this is kind of what you get. The standard battle damage comes with this head sculpt here on the left, and I'll zoom in on some pictures here to make sure that you guys can see that correctly. And then this also comes with 2 cats, newspaper, a rolled up whip, and hands. So yeah, that's kind of standard with both of them. You get the 2 whips. You get a whip per figure, a newspaper per figure, 2 cats per figure. So you pretty much get double of everything here. The only difference being the one is battle damage, one's clean. And this is if you're getting the 2-pack. And then you get the diorama here, the Hell Here diorama. That is, Yost confirmed this will be USB powered, light up. I believe the only thing that lights up is the Hell Here part. When, as you know, in the movies, it should be hello there, and then she hits out, the letters to spell Hell Here instead. So, which is really cool. And Yost did also say that the snowy bases here, the snowy, Am I glitching? I think I just jumped here. Maybe that might be me. Let me know in the chat if I'm glitching out or anything. That could have just been me. All right. Yost did confirm that there will be at least, he said 12 magnets in the snowy diorama base. So there's at least 12, but in Kit's description, I read that there's 15. So it sounds like Yost hasn't really confirmed yet or made up his mind on how many there are going to be in there. So we'll see. At least you just know there's going to be sub-magnets. So there's just that. Let me pause there and address the chat real quick. Maybe they've answered some of my question here. Let's see. I wasn't Tyria saying I wasn't born when Returns came out. Gotcha. So you're a young one, but you can still appreciate it, right? That is if you actually like the movie, if you enjoyed it, you can still appreciate for what it is. Oh yes, he's right here. They're saying, but I'm so glad my mom showed me this growing up. Picked up the single battle damaged Catwoman from JazzInc. Nice. Congrats on that pickup. Commander Green in the house. Got to give my salute to Commander Green. Thank you for joining us, Commander Green. Hope you're doing well, good sir. Let's see here. Moose is saying Yos's cutoff is when he goes to prototype. I'm not sure what you mean by that one. You gotta confirm or clarify on that one, Moose. He's also saying I pre-ordered 2 all-in Catwoman. Nice baller over here. This is why they call him the legend, man. I don't doubt that he pre-ordered 2. Moose is a baller like that. He's known as the figure baller here. Let's see here. Tira is saying, he said the hands will be like Vader's swap out hands. Oh, okay. Basically up to the forearms. Okay, yeah. So I guess I missed that part. So there you go. Confirmed. Yeah, he did say it was going to be swapped out at the forearms. I guess, which kind of makes sense, right? Because if she has the long gloves, it would be seamless all the way through the wrist. So yeah, I guess that part would make sense. All right. So yeah, going through some more of the photos here. So this is I believe this is the head sculpt that you get with the standard battle damage here. This one here, this one head sculpt. Again, each standard version comes with one head sculpt, and the deluxe eye come with 3 each. So this kind of just showing you, again, these are just prototypes. Going through this does look great. The hair in this one does look good, but as you know, as we all know, with any company, Hot Toys, in art, the prototypes usually look pretty good. They usually look better. So I think a lot of us are just kind of on the edge of our seat on how the final will look like. Unfortunately, that we won't know until, like I said, Q1, Q2 of 2026. But yeah, hopefully they deliver, man. Hopefully they deliver. I know a lot of us are hoping that they deliver on these. Another thing that I heard recently on a recent interview, Yost was saying that the die-cast claws, the claws won't be die-cast. They're actually going to be plastic, because there's some concerns that they could catch on the suit and possibly, obviously, rip the suit. That's just kind of a matter of collectors being careful, but still, just to kind of prevent that, I think they decided to go with plastic claws instead. So you're going to get 90. I guess he's giving us 90, I believe it was, different claws. And it sounds like you can just put them on the hands yourself. Oh, no. Actually, they're already there, because there's, okay, that's right. So with each hand, they're going to have the claws included in there, right? So yeah, 90 total. And I think they're also going to be already attached. He was also saying the die-cast, the tolerances on die-cast molds they're pretty bad, right? So you kind of have to, I guess there's, you can't be as accurate as you'd like using die-cast parts. And so that's another reason why they axe the die-cast on the claws here. Let's see here. Another thing they touched on that I saw some collectors weren't too happy about, like in the comments on JazzInc's Facebook group, was the stitching. They noticed the stitching here were they weren't actually stitching in the suit. It was more just like sculpted pieces that were attached on there. And Yost did confirm in that same interview that, and I'll put a link to that in the description afterwards also, so if you want to check that out. But he did say, as of now, those are going to be actual like sculpted strips of the stitching that they're going to glue to the suit. So I know some collectors didn't really like that, but we'll see how that holds up. I don't know if that's going to be the case, or if they're going to change that in the future later on. I don't know. They did say one of the reasons why they went that route is because if they actually stitch it, for one, it'd be really difficult to get all of those all the clothing, all that material to get it, as accurate as possible. But also, of course, there's going to be the possibility of fraying and or ripping, right? Especially with an articulated figure. Anytime you add potential points of weakness in like any product, anything, right? It could be in any product. There's a higher chance of failure on those and something breaking, something ripping. So I don't know. I kind of understood that. I kind of get it, but I know some people don't like the look. So maybe if they're able to have it look as realistic as possible as far as the stitching on the body on the suit, then maybe they can get away with it. They did specify though that the stitching here on the head sculpt it's all one piece. So the stitching here on the head sculpts, on the cowls, you can see they are sculpted in there, but that's the only part of the body where the stitching is actually part of the cowl is just there. But throughout the body, it's going to be glued on pieces here, so you can kind of see them here. I think there's a part where some of them were coming off, and that's a concern I have. Right, this is one of the concerns I have myself, is that for people who like to pose and move it around, how long would that glue hold? I take it they're doing the research and looking into that and making sure that it holds for a while. But I don't know. So they obviously have to account for the material, how well the glue will hold to each of the material, and how often, every time you pose or move the figure around, how much that'll stay on. So yeah, and then obviously there's other factors like temperature and humidity and things like that. So we'll see if they stick with that route. That's another, it's just one of the things that I'm personally kind of a little hesitant on before pulling the trigger myself on this. So I haven't pre-ordered this yet, as you can probably tell, just because there's still some other things that I'm a little hesitant on, and I'm personally kind of concerned with, but I'll kind of go over that here in a little bit. So here's the newspaper that it comes with, kind of show up on that. There's the sculpted cat. Some people were saying that it does kind of look a little toyish, and I can kind of see that, right? I mean, but I don't know how you're going to get past that. You would have to really pay attention to detail on the sculpt on this, like every fibers. I don't say every fibers, but a good amount of fibers in the cat hair has to be sculpted really well or painted really well. And having something that small, I can imagine, I should say, is pretty difficult to do. So this is probably just one molded piece of plastic that they just kind of would print out, or either 3D print. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. And then just paint. So let me zoom out here. Here's the clean version again, the whip and the two cats. So this looks like this could be the deluxe version here. Again, Hell Here diorama only comes with the 2-pack, the deluxe 2-pack. And so I think and here's one of the licking sculpts, right, that comes with the deluxe clean version. Again, these look like these could be die cast here in this photo, but they're going to be plastic, so just an FYI on that. I think this is, again, the sculpt that comes with the basic clean version, right? You get this sculpt here, this face expression, just kind of her kind of subtle, slightly smirking look. And then again with the deluxe. So here's what I was talking about, right? You can kind of see the stitching piece coming up a little bit. So it's kind of blurry though. So I don't know if it's still attached to the suit or if it is coming up. But again, I know this is just a prototype, but I just wanted to let you know what I'm talking about here. And you can kind of see in the background, right, this bunching on the shoulder here of the stitching. So what happens, after time, you leave either like the figure like this, which collectors probably won't, just because, to take the proper precautions of being safe, they probably won't leave like this. But if those of you that are brave enough to do that, or if you just do this pose multiple times, what happens over time. So I don't know. There's just some of the questions that we have, right, that I personally have as a collector, looking from the outside in on this, and just me being a little more precautious and kind of making sure I take my time and decide on this. So figures, I didn't come across a photo here that showed the 3 head sculpts up close for the battle damage. So let me see if I can get in really close up here. But here in the middle, you kind of have like the snarling head sculpt here, the battle damage, and her kind of little surprised look on the right, and then her kind of troubled, confused look here on the left. So you got 3 of those. Let me pause there again and go back to the comments here. Like I said, I was going to be on this one for a minute. Let's see here. So let's see here. Okay, everyone's just again talking amongst themselves. Okay, Yeah, talking amongst to make sure I don't want to miss anybody. Yeah, thank you guys for coming through and watching again. All right, so a couple more things here on this one that I kind of just wanted to express, right? So again, a lot of people mentioned the pricing. That was a big concern because direct from JazzInc's website, there's one price, but again, 1/6 kit and spec fiction for the U.S. customers. There was a markup there, and so as of course people are going to kind of question and be concerned on why that is. And then Yost did confirm that shipping is included on some of those, both spec and 1/6 kit. But there's also, he mentioned, they're using PayPal, and so they have their fees, so that kind of makes sense. I can kind of see that, and that probably could be the case for all these retailers who use PayPal or some sort of credit card or card-based system or some way, other third-party transaction system for the payments, right? There's some processing fees with that. How much those are, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but Yost did mention that. And then there's their profit / overhead that these companies need to make also, but of all the retailers who could sell to U.S. customers, Yost did say that they had those two places had the lowest margins on their pricing compared to JazzInc's, and then kind of reselling them. So yeah, so unfortunately, you got those two options again for the U.S. customers, and I know it kind of sucks for us, but for the most part, for those of you who've been collecting for a while, you kind of know that it's usually the opposite, right? I've seen figures that are sold either exclusively or made or only sold in the U.S., but countries outside of the U.S., like overseas, right? Other countries, there's a markup there, because the situation's usually reversed, right? They have to either import them or get them, or someone has to distribute them there to countries outside of the U.S., and they have a markup, and so that usually goes up. Their prices usually go up higher, and you can see that with some Hot Toys. There's some 12 scale figures that I'm going to discuss later that's the case where, we have them here in the States at their MSRP, but at other places that there's some other Asian retailers, online retailers, where there's a markup, right, for them. So those who have to get it there, unfortunately, have to pay the higher price. So, it goes both ways, right? It's just in this case, now we're on the other side of it. I know us as U.S. collectors are kind of used to seeing or not having to deal with that, but so we can't win them all, right? We can't have it. We can't always have it good. So now it's everyone else outside of the U.S. It's their time to kind of take advantage of their pricing. But I get it. We want to pay, of course, the lowest price on any figure in general. Any collector that lives in any part of the world, right? They want to get the best price, lowest price possible, if not free 99, right? So that's just what Yost had mentioned in his recent interview. So again, I'll put that link in the description below after the stream. So yeah, I mentioned overall, there's just this figure is, I will say, it is an ambitious figure, right? In that same stream, they mentioned there's Sean Dabbs was also with Yost in that interview, and he kind of said it himself. He's like, Hot Toys. There's probably a reason Hot Toys hasn't done this figure, and I believe they teased it, but there's a reason why. I don't think anyone except for Eternal, right? Eternal Toys, a third-party unlicensed figure. No one else has really done this, and it seems really ambitious and complex. So that I do agree with. I know some other collectors are saying that, and I agree with that. And there's just, and JazzInc decided to take this on as their first official figure, right? We know that they've done the unofficial, unlicensed Vulture, right? Or the figure inspired by the Vulture from No Way Home, but this is their first official figure, and it's a really ambitious one. So there's a lot of concerns, a lot of questions, like I mentioned. So it's kind of a wait and see approach, and it's just, there's just a lot going on here. There's just a lot. So I think it's tough, right? Because I know Yost has also mentioned that, if collectors want to have more items, he did say, once JazzInc reaches their minimum order, I don't know if that's a quantity or an amount, and they start going above that, then they can start adding additional accessories, kind of like tier unlocks in a Kickstarter. But the thing is, they have to reach that minimum first before they can add more things. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? It's like, they would like to have more people pre-order sooner, but at the same time, this is their first official figure, and we have a lot of questions, so it's tough. It's like, okay, well, we have to take that gamble, and we have to assess. And we're like, okay, do we want to take that risk and just go all in and pre-order and see what other additional items we get, or do we hold off and risk not getting those extra features for the sake of, maybe just playing it smart and seeing how this comes out. So again, just my thought process. I know it's going to be different for all of you out there. Some people have already jumped in. They have full faith and confidence in there and Yoast and what they do and what they represent. And that's totally fair. I get it. They are familiar with his stuff. I don't have any JazzInc products myself, so I'm not familiar with them, but I have heard their customer service has been really good, really spot on. So I presume they'll take care of you with this as well if you have issues after the fact. But the thing is, right, if a lot of figures have a lot of issues, well, even a few issues, right? If multiple people have the same issue, that could, JazzInc could take a hit on that. So, let's kind of wait to see how they're going to take care of a majority of those people. So I don't know. It is, I know I'm kind of being kind of a little, I'm trying to be somewhat, cautiously optimistic, right? I want them to succeed. So collectors can be happy with what they got, but at the same time, this is a lot of money, right? To kind of just take a gamble on a company's first figure. And so I know people say, including me, well, InArt was in a similar position, right? With their Joker. People were like, who is this company? Are they going to deliver? But like I mentioned in my How You Figure Catwoman stream, right? When I first talked about this is, InArt has the resources of Queen Studio, right? I believe their parent company is Queen, right? So InArt is under Queen Studio, so they have that financial backing, that support. Whereas Yoast, I don't know what his financial situation is, so I don't know, how much he's able to lose, if anything, on these figures or future figures. And so he's taking a gamble himself. I know he's taking a gamble on this himself. So he, of course, wants us to succeed and wants us to be successful. And so it's in his best interest. Obviously, he's in his motivation to make sure this does well. And so I know he has good intentions, and he wants to make sure this comes out great for all of us and himself as well. But it's just sometimes things don't always go as planned, right? As we know. So that's just me. Those are just my thoughts. My thoughts, my concerns. I'm in no way trying to sway anybody. I just wanted to share my thoughts and let you guys know where I'm coming from, and that's my thought process, right? And how I'm kind of approaching it. So yeah. And so we'll see how this goes. And, but again, if I wait, I know I might miss out on the extra accessories or the price, right? The price might go up, and that'll just be something that I have to deal with. That'll be just be my fault. That'll be on me if I do wait. So we'll see how this goes. But again, yeah, I know I rambled on about that one. That was a long one. But again, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's see here. I think I covered most of the things I wanted to talk about on that. The issues, if any of you do have any issues, right, with anything for US based customers anyways, those who get through spec in 1.6, Yoast did say, so it didn't sound like he's confirming, so this could still be up in the air, but he was saying if you do have issues, if you order through 1.6 kit, he thinks you can go through them. That sounds like it's still TBD. With spec, same thing. He's not sure if he'll deal with it directly or if he'll have Spec Fiction deal with those issues, right? And so that's another question collectors have that's still not really clear, right? If they do have issues, who's going to handle that situation? Not to say Yoast won't take care of it. It's just a matter of how. And of course, there's all that time and effort you got to put into getting either the replacement or a refund if there are issues with that. So yeah. So yeah, there's enough of that. But yeah, let me know if I'm the only one who kind of feels that way on this one, or if any of you, I know we got a couple here in the chat who said that, they're all in, and I know there's a lot of other people out there who are all in as well. So, yeah, more power to you guys. You guys have the confidence. That's completely fair. I know Yoast has shown you guys he can do it. So, yeah, hopefully he comes through with that. All right, so going on to the next figure, we do have a few more to talk about, quite a bit actually. So, all right, next up we got the Underverse. This is the Underverse, making sure that's coming through all right. Underverse, Ashley Wood's company here. This is let me see if I can pronounce this here. Monsieur le Chagrin. I probably just butchered that all the hell. But yeah, this is one of the character designs from Ashley Wood. This is 205 USD on the Underverse website. So this one's interesting because this is on Underverse directly. You can get this for 205 USD, but at other websites, even US based or outside of the US, There's a good markup on there, interestingly enough. So this is another example here of where, you know, if you get it direct from the site, it's cheaper, but everywhere else there's a markup. And USs are not the only ones who have a markup on this. So this is set to come out Q1 of 2025 here. So within, you know, a few months here, coming up on a few months. And I've covered some Underverse figures before. There's kind of unique IP to Ashley Wood. Some of them based, I believe, on his Adventure Cartel comic or graphic novel. I haven't read any of those, but I know he has some sort of comic slash graphic novels that he writes, I believe, and or that he draws. So yeah, I tried to do a search on this character and I didn't see anything comic based. So this might be just for this 1/6 scale figure. But this is, let's see, yeah, like I said, currently up. Interestingly enough, this one has very minimal, well, no, I don't say interesting. I guess the other, you know, Underverse figures had minimal accessories as well, but this one has 4 pairs of hands and interchangeable Zom hands. They just had Zom, a Z-O-M-B. So I don't know if that's kind of just for this character. It's not zombie, it's just Zom. Interesting. And a pumpkin ball and chain accessory with a real chain. So let me go through some of these photos here. So yeah, it's kind of basically like this dark clown, and I was reading this text here, and it was kind of interesting. Let me just read it real quick. So it says, his performances are so diabolical, the audiences kill themselves as quickly as possible to escape his dark songs. As you can imagine, this slightly puts people off from coming to his dark show. So that was just the first paragraph there. But yeah, kind of morbid, kind of creepy there, and you can kind of see that kind of fits the character design. Another cool thing about this is that his body is so when you remove the clothing, the actual figure body has a glow in the dark skeleton painted on it, and there's a photo here that I'll show that shows that. But here you can see the pumpkin head, or the zomb head, with the chain here that connects. I think it kind of just hangs off, but you can swap out the head there and put the pumpkin slash zomb head on there. Or the pumpkin head, and his zom head is the one that comes, that's already on the figure there. So yeah, here's the pumpkin again. He has this kind of like dark demented clown. I want to say probably like a French inspired clown suit, I believe, but not sure. Let me know in the comments here in the chat where this is based off of. Oh yeah, so here's what the figure body looks like. Just the body, bare body itself, and you kind of see the skeleton on there that does glow in the dark, so that's pretty cool. This one, and so another interesting one to this. So if you go to the website, the Underverse website, there were 2 editions. It looked like they're both the same price. It's weird. One of them had limited edition, right, and one of them is just a figure. And so I was trying to compare the 2, and from what I can tell, the only difference that I saw was that the limited edition one was ready to ship, and that was limited to 500 pieces. So I think they just created 500 pieces as their quote unquote first batch, I'm guessing, right from the get-go, and those are ready to ship, I think now or soon, within the next month. I believe it was in November. But then the other version, the non-limited, that, like I mentioned, is looking to ship in Q1 of 2025. So again, let me know in the chat or in the comments if any of you are aware what the difference is between that limited edition and the standard, if that's actually what it is. If you can confirm that's the difference, it's just that there's 500 that were ready to ship out ASAP or soon, and the others you have to wait a little bit. So yeah, here's a close-up of his face, of his zomb face. Pretty creepy, but again, Halloween episode, Halloween shelf, right? This can go on for you horror collectors. That can be added to there. Here's a close-up of that pumpkin with the metal chain, and then here's everything he comes with. Like I mentioned, not a lot. You got the hands, interchangeable hands, 4 pairs of hands, and the figure in the head with the metal chain on there. So yeah, interesting enough. But again, underverse.com, or this is available at other places for a higher price. But yeah, the cheapest price, if you want the cheapest price, go to underverse.com and check it out. Again, I'll put the link in the description after the stream here. So let me go to the comments here. SpongeBob Square Balls Classy Thomas, man, I appreciate you coming through. I'm glad to see you here in the chat. He says, hey there, Joker. I think you might be looking at another screen there, Thomas. I'm supposed to be here. Let me put on my hat here. the Riddler here, but you know, I'll let that one slide. I think I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But either way, I appreciate you coming through, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Wish you all the best, man. And I hope to see you soon. And yeah, whenever you get to that point and you want to jump on one of my streams, let me know, man. Just reach out and let me know. And yeah, it would be good to have you on here. Let's see here. So Moose is saying I have the Scorch too. I think he's probably talking. Oh yeah, him and Commander Green are having their discussion. Yeah, I think he might be talking about the Hot Toys Scorch from the Bad Batch, I believe. But I don't want to interfere with their conversation there. All right, so that was Underverse, Monsieur le Chagrin. Again, probably just butchered that. It sounded all bad. Going on to the next one here. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes. All right. So next up, we got still in 6 scale, we got the Mondo Venom. So this one also had a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy, but there's some probably divisiveness in the community on this one. Again, this is just, it's Mondo for one, right? Because so a lot of people have their thoughts on Mondo. The main drawbacks of Mondo being the price and the articulation not being great, and this is no exception, right? This kind of falls in the same that same suit. Although it looks like here, just like the Spider-Man, he does have double jointed elbows, and so that's something that Mondo's kind of been implementing recently. You know, for the most part, they usually have single jointed elbows, but it looks like this figure and Spider-Man have double jointed elbows, so that's good to see here. But yeah, so let me do a little recap here on this one. So this is what we're looking at here is the standard version. It's $245 USD, and there was a limited edition that was $255 USD. That had a few additional accessories. You know how Mondo does. There's usually either a timed or a quantity limited, and they had a few items or some other additional accessories, right? And this is no different. There was that, we'll call it a deluxe version, and then there's a standard that has less accessories here. But yeah, $245 USD, and this one's standing at 13 inches. And so this one here, let me go through, and this is the standard, and as you can see here on the screen, we got the Venom standard head sculpt, the Venom with the tongue, then you have your Eddie Brock head sculpt. So you have at least 3. So I think that's still pretty good though. There's 3 head sculpts there. You have 2 web fists, so 2 web fists, a pair of hands, right? So you have ones with the long webs that are bendable wire. There's bendy wires in them, and the long webs that shoot out his forearm, right? So this is the Venom from the animated show. You have the webs that shoot out of the forearm, and then you have a pair of fists with the webs, with short webs coming out of his forearms, right? So you have those 2, and then you have additional hands here that you can see, 4 pairs of hands outside of that. Or let me see, you got 2, 4, 8 actually. 8 or 6. Oh no, they're probably showing the ones that are already included on there on the hand. So yeah, you got that, and you have a hand that's specific to holding the Spider-Man mask and a web net attachment. So you got a couple here, web effects, and then some other shorter, like kind of what do they call those? Splat net webs, or what do they call those? Yeah, there's splat webs and then net webs. So I'm guessing the splat webs are sprayed out there, but yeah, I personally think this looks cool, man. I saw this and I was a fan. I know this is basically just this is probably right here, you know, where you can actually say it's a 6 scale Marvel Legends, because Marvel Legends did do this version of Venom, you know, the animated cell shaded Venom. I think for like they're part of their VHS box series that were exclusive to Hasbro Pulse, I believe it was, at least here in the States. Yeah, and it looked pretty similar, if not identical to this, although that only came with 2 interchangeable hits, and I believe that was it. I passed on that one just because, I don't know, I was just like, yeah, I don't know, it's weird, right? So like I got this one, but I passed on that one. But I don't know, I just like the way this one looks for some reason. I think the accessories sold it for me, honestly, because I ended up getting the timed edition, the deluxe limited edition, I should say, with the extra accessories. So that was limited to 2,500, I believe it was, and that is, like I mentioned, sold out, and it sold out within a day. So it took a while. I was surprised. I thought I was going to sell out maybe with like in an hour or so, at least a couple hours. But no, it was there all the whole day. But that probably goes back to, you know, collectors just not really liking Mondo to begin with, and they're not really fans of Mondo, or they weren't fans of this figure. But I don't know. I personally liked it. I thought this was cool. I do have an animated Hot Toys Spider-Man, not animated, sorry, classic suit that I was possibly going to pair this up with. Yeah, the articulation looks at least a little better than what, like I mentioned, what typical Mondo has. If nothing else, you know, I know that going into it. So, you know, it is what it is. So anything more than that will be a bonus in my book, right? If the articulation turns out to be better. But let me see if I can go back here let me show you the difference on real quick on the deluxe here, on what the limited edition comes with here. So limited edition, you can see the accessories here on the right. You have this like the symbiote type of effect. You kind of have this half-mast transforming Eddie Brock head sculpt, and then you have another Venom head sculpt with the tongue and that green goo, or if you want to call it his venom, you know, on his tongue. That looks awesome. And then you have this kind of web restraint accessory that's attached to the hand. And if you haven't seen the photos, let me show here. It's actually really cool. It's a really cool accessory right here. Look at this. That you can, you know, they're showing the Mondo Spider-Man here, but I'm guessing you can use this with any 6-scale figure. We'll see how it works, but I'm planning on using this with my Hot Toys Classic Spider-Man and seeing how that goes. Yeah, I don't know. I think that could be cool. We'll see how that comes out, but that's just what I plan on doing with it. And there was, you know, I covered on Hot Talk, one of my Hot Talk episodes, that comic Venom that Hot Toys recently released or recently announced that went up for pre-order. So those of you who aren't feeling this one, there's that version that has more of a comic-based Venom. This is, again, based on the animated series. That one's based on the comic. So you got, you know, a Venom for every collector's preferences, every collector's taste there. So funny enough, I passed on that one in hopes that they would do a more kind of like McFarlane-esque, either like McFarlane or Bagley type version of Venom. So we'll see how that goes. And then this one I know is just based on the animated series again. So I was okay with getting this one and passing on the Hot Toys one just because I know the source material for this one. This is I used to watch this show a lot after school. You know, it would come on in the afternoon on Fox TV for me, I believe it was, and Saturday. I think they moved to Saturday mornings at one point, or maybe it was always Saturday mornings. I can't remember. It was either Saturday, like a weekday afternoons, or Saturday mornings. But yeah, really awesome show, and yeah, I'm digging this. So I ended up pulling the trigger, needless to say, on the limited edition. So that was on that, and yeah, let me know here in the comments or in the chat between this one or the comic version of Hot Toys, which one you would prefer to get. I take it I already know the answer to that, but yeah, I'm just curious to see if anyone else got this one or preferred this one as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. We are Venom. All right, let me go to the chat real quick here, address the chat. We got Aunt Jemima in the house. What is up, Aunt Jemima, man? Oh, thank you for coming through. Always good to see you here. Great costume. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you want to see the full get up, catch on the replay the intro. You know, I had the whole setup there. Basically 2 more pieces at it, but yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming through. My favorite Batman villain. All right, nailed it. My guy, yeah. Total coincidence there. We didn't plan that at all. I didn't message him and say, hey, what's your favorite Batman villain? Interest in that villain? Not at all. That's not what happened. But let's see here. Moostream is saying best one is Christmas Joker. Missed out. What am I missing here? He's saying, see, Moose is saying just bought the 3/4 of Wave 3 of the Batman animated McFarlane at Target. I gotta see which one Wave 3 is. I can't recall who's in Wave 3. And he's saying best one, but Moose is saying best one is the Christmas Joker. Moose and I kind of chat we send messages to each other about McFarlane figures. We collect some McFarlane figures. They have their pros and cons, right? But there's some McFarlane figures that I choose to get, and some of them are the animated series, the Batman animated series figures, because no one else is really doing that in that scale. And so yeah, I got a few of them, and I've asked Moose to help me track a couple of them down here and there, and yeah, he's we have that. So we have that in common. But yeah, let's congrats Moose on scoring 3/4 of the wave. Hopefully you get that last one there. Unless that was intentional and you only wanted 3/4 of them. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got through most of the 6 scale figures. Now it's time to switch it up here to some 12 scale. So going down to the lower scale. So for those of you who are not into 12 scale, I understand this is the part where you probably want to dip out, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, I cover multiple scales in this stream. So here we are. First up on the 12 scale front, we have the Mezco Art the Clown Terrifier, and this is another one I was excited about. I'm a Terrifier fan. I've seen all the movies. I just saw the third one on the release date, actually a couple of weeks ago, and I want to do a that one movie stream on my Feezy's Media channel. So look out for that. That's coming out pretty soon, where I just basically talk about certain movies. Either there'll be a non-spoiler and a spoiler review is usually how I do it, back to back, right? It's just half of it's non-spoiler, the other half is spoiler discussion. So I think I'll probably do that. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. Feezy's Media, my other channel that I kind of hardly touch and that's hardly active, but I put out videos here and there and that. But yeah, links in the description below to my other channel. You can catch that, and I have an Instagram account for that as well. So yeah, I'll post up notifications on there or give you in advance of when I plan on doing that stream. So anyways, back to the figure. Mezco 1/12 collective here. This is the 1/12 Art the Clown, 115 USD. This is not exclusive or limited, so it's available at multiple retailers. Available February through April of 2025 is when it's set to release, so somewhere within there, Q1, Q2 timeframe. Yeah, but I think this looks good. This one is based, I believe, on Terrifier 1 and 3. So Terrifier is a series of movies. That's the name of the movie, but the character is Art the Clown, right? And for those who aren't aware, he made an appearance, and there's a movie called All Hallows Eve, where that's like a series of it's one of those like anthology type movies, kind of like Trick or Treat, where they have multiple mini stories within the movie, like VHS type. If you guys are familiar with that VHS movie, where there's just a bunch of shorts kind of type of thing, or like Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt type of thing. So All Hallows Eve is something similar to that, and one of those stories is Art the Clown, but it's a different character, right? So an actor who plays Art the Clown, and then they used a different actor for the Terrifier movies. It's kind of interesting. I still need to read up on the reason why that is, but the character is the same. The Art the Clown is the same. It's just the actor is different. So yeah, this is based on 1 and 2. I believe the first 2 Terrifiers, because Terrifier 3, there's more of a Christmas holiday themed in that one. So I'm guessing most likely Mezco is going to come out with a Terrifier 3 Art the Clown with the Santa get up, which would actually be pretty cool. I think I want to get that one too, just to have that option. So I mean, they're already doing Art the Clown here, right? More than likely they're gonna use the same, pretty much reuse what they can, but then throw on the Santa outfit for that figure. But again, this is Art the Clown from Terrifier 1 and 2. It seems like, because this scene right here with the glasses, this is from Terrifier 2 when he's in one of those like that. Kind of Spencer's type stores where they have a bunch of costumes and kind of get up and knick-knack paddywhack type accessories. So yeah, different multiple head sculpts here. One of the accessories, again, Mezco kills it in the accessory department. That's one of the things they have going for them in 12 scale. In addition to their fabric cloth clothing, cloth fabric goods. So one of the accessories that it comes with here is a decapitated head with light up function, and you can see there's lights in the eyes and in the nose here, which is really cool. Let me see if I can zoom in. That's pretty awesome. Again, fitting for this episode, this Halloween episode of Figure Lowdown. Really cool. All right, so let me go here through the accessories. So 3 interchangeable head portraits that you can see here on the screen. Each one pretty distinct, kind of the somber, clean face there on the left, kind of just like that kind of serious, intimidating look. The middle portrait here has like or the middle head sculpt has like a smiling, looking to the side look, and then the one on the right has a maniacal, laughing kind of expression, and the two on the right, the previous two I just mentioned, have the blood all over his face. So yeah, really looks really cool. There's a couple of options there for different display options. Of course, multiple hands, 11 hands, as Mezco usually does. Mezco Faction, right, has the stand here. You can see the typical Mezco stand and the waist grabber, or the clamp, the figure holder. Let's see here. He also comes with this flamethrower with the fire effect. Let's see, flamethrower, yeah, flame effects, a knife edge hammer and a regular hammer, butcher knife, cleaver knife, and a saw. The cat o' nine tails, which he used in the Terrifier 2. Oh man, that scene was, yeah. Oh, I cringe on that one. And a table leg weapon with miscellaneous sharp objects attached to it. Kind of random sharp things. Kind of like a mace type of thing, right? He's like a makeshift mace that he made. Then here, the last set of accessories. Of course, I mentioned the light up decapitated head. You have here on the right, it's not a body bag. This is, I think that's the typical bag that Mezco includes to put all your accessories in if you don't want to keep the box. They have that an accessory bag, or maybe it is let me double check here on the, oh no, I'm wrong. Wow. Okay, yeah. Spoke too soon. Come on, Feezy, read along. Two, yeah, so there are garbage bags. Those are two garbage bags that it comes with. I stand corrected in myself. I corrected myself there. So two garbage bags. Let's see, sunflower glasses, the horn, a brain, and then 3 blood effects. I wonder if the horn, so when I saw the horn, usually Art the Clown is known for kind of having that kind of like tricycle type horn, the one that makes that noise. So I wonder, yeah, for those of you that want to hear it again. So I wonder if this is actually going to work. I want to say not, but it'd be cool if it did, right? Wouldn't that be a cool little bonus feature if you were able to like squeeze it and it made some sort of noise? Maybe not the exact one, but yeah. Needless to say, this one is coming home. I did pre-order this one. Really, yeah, this looks really good, and I think this is kind of perfect for Mezco style on their, their fabric cloth goods, mini hot toys as they call them. For those of you who aren't familiar with Mezcos, they could just call them mini hot toys because of the materials they use, and they're pretty good on the likenesses. This head sculpt right here that you can see, it looks a little weird. It might be the mouth. I think he's showing too much gums there. Too much of his gums. Too much gums. He's gummy. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a little weird, but we'll see how it comes out in the final. And again, I don't really need to use it. If it ends up looking weird, you don't have to use it. You can just leave that one in the box. Or some of you are probably saying like, shit, I'll just leave the whole thing in the box. Yeah. But yeah, this is cool. Yeah. Again, one of those, let me know in the chat, in the comments, if you're getting this. I know some of you out there who are also fellow horror fans are looking to get this as well. All right, let me go to the comments here before I jump on to the next figure. Let's see here. See, 12-inch Moostream saying Terrifier anything has no relevance to me, so easy pass. Man, he even like capitalized easy pass. Man, I find most horror flip as lacking in quality. Okay, that's fair. I know some third-party figures, or even like officially licensed horror figures are not the best, right? I'm looking at you, Sideshow. I know some people have mixed reviews on the Sideshow horror figures. Some are saying they're pretty good or at least decent. Others are saying not. So I hear you, Moose. I know some people enjoy it, some people don't. I just like them for what they are, again, because we don't really get them from at least 6 scale. It depends on the scale, right? 6 scale third party, there's not a lot of people doing the ones that they're doing. Hence the whole reason for third parties, right? Because they're usually doing figures that no one else does, or at a cheaper price if they are. But you kind of, for the most part, more or less, you know what you're kind of getting into. So at the cost of just having that representation in your collection, we kind of jump on those. But all right. P-Rock in the house. What is up? P-Rockzilla. It says most horror movies have been better than MCU crap recently. Whoa, hot take. But I will say you're not the only one who probably feels that way, man. I know a lot of people haven't really been too happy with the MCU recently. So, I'm sure you're not alone in that one. He says Alien is good though. Yeah, man, that's a classic. That's a good classic horror movie there. Which is kind of funny, right? Alien, people saying Alien is a horror movie, which I agree, but I kind of feel like that kind of goes in the same realm as saying like the same argument that people will say, like, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. there are those that'll argue against it, and those that'll argue for it. I don't know. I feel like there's some who say Alien's not a horror movie, and then those that do. But that's just a topic for another time. A topic discussion point for another time. All right. Going on to the next figure here, cruising on through, we have going on to the unlicensed third-party territory here. We have the Redman Custom Strawman. This is Strawman, yeah, aka inspired by Scarecrow from Batman Begins. So this one's going for 85 to 100 USD. Set to come out also Q1, Q2 of 2025. This one comes with 4 pairs of hands, the straw hood, or the burlap sack with the holes on it, the Scarecrow mask, if you will, suitcase, lighter, smoke effects, a bondage jacket. Nope, not that kind. The other kind of bondage jacket, Hannibal Lecter style. Hidden accessories. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's TBD. I don't know why they have hidden accessories. Hand storage piece and a display base stand with the bracket, or the we'll go through here. I think that might either be a pagan stand or a crotch grabber, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, again, this is kind of based on Cillian Murphy's character Scarecrow in Batman Begins, and not the best looking. I'm not gonna lie, this is not great, but especially the head sculpt, we'll kind of see a closer image or photo of that. But if you just want that representation in 12 scale of this character in there, because I don't think anyone else has done this in 12 scale. I'm trying to think now. I could be wrong, but let me know again in the chat, in the comments. I don't recall seeing this version of Scarecrow in figure form yet. But needless, this is like cloth material, cloth goods. You can kind of see this suit looks pretty tailored, in my opinion. Like, just based on these photos, it looks pretty good. This head sculpt, yeah, looks a little animated though. This is like animated Cillian Murphy. Like if he was in Batman the Animated Series, this is what he would look like, right? Not gonna lie. So, I mean, again, if you get this figure, most likely, maybe some of you will pose it with this head sculpt. Again, just to have the representation, but I imagine most of you will have this right here. This potato burlap sack head on, which looks, it just looks pretty cool. This looks like it could be cool, but again, it looks a little weird. But again, if you just want the representation to have it in there because no one else is making it, then there you go. This is an option for you. Yeah, the jacket, this bondage jacket, as they call it, with these extra long straps. I'm guessing they did it like this so you can actually tie it yourself if you want to kind of tie it around the body or something. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that was Redman Custom Strawman. The Strawman. Not the scary man, scary crow man, Strawman. So yeah, make sure you get that in the chat there, on the Google, I should say. The Googles when you Google it. Let's see. All right. So next up, going on to the next 12 scale figure, we have, this is Captain Silverblade from Patriot Studio. Yes, I said it right, Silverblade. And this is, I believe, this one is based on, or inspired by, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 6, I think it is. I tried to do some searching, some research on this, and for those of you who are fans, who are fans of Resident Evil, Chris Redfield has appeared in quite a few of the games, right? And there's different looks for him. He was in first Resident Evil as well. But yeah, I think this one, from what I was seeing in the images, is based on Resident Evil 6. And I haven't played that one yet, so I'm not too familiar. I think the last one I played fully through was Resident Evil 2, like the original, not even the remake. So that's how far behind I am on that one. Speaking of far behind, this figure, I believe, was actually announced a while ago. I think I'm just way late to the party on this one. But, again, for those like me who weren't aware of this, I just kind of came across this recently myself. And I think it was it was on pre-order for a while. Like it went up for pre-order a while ago, but you know how third parties usually take a while to release their figures. I think this is the case here for this one, where it's just now coming out pretty soon, or it's about to ship. So it is, for example, it is up on one of the places where you can find it is 1/6 kit. and I believe you have to log in, just an FYI, to view this. But on there in his description, he does say that the cutoff is anytime soon. So if you're interested in getting this, yeah, just keep that in mind. So there are two versions to this. So there's a regular version, which is 90 to 115 USD. And then there's the deluxe version, which is 173 to $209 USD. And I'll go over why here in a second. But yeah, big price difference. Because you can probably guess more comes with the deluxe, and that's probably why. But so let's see here. So what the photo here I'm showing you is the deluxe, and I'll kind of scroll through back and forth here with the two. So we'll start with here with the standard. So the standard comes with what you can see here in the photo: the assault rifle, the what do they call it? The 909 pistol, a watch, tactical knife, intercom, and what is this? 9 hands. It comes. So they both come with what I just named off there. Those items I just named off, including the 9 hands, are in both versions, the deluxe and the regular. The deluxe, however, comes with the Desert Eagle, a crow, not just any crow, a corrupting crow is what they have here in the description. A corrupting crow, a zombie dog, which, what does it look? MA30 it looks like. Experiment MA38, which is basically just a zombie dog. The semi-automatic rifle, a shotgun or the assault shotgun, a rocket launcher, 3 pieces of grenades, 1 oil drum, 1 roadblock with the controller, and a diorama base with a magnet-induced light-up stoplight, which is awesome. So it's So here's the cool part, right? It's magnetically induced. I don't know if you can see from the photo here, with the traffic cone. So I can't remember what was it recently that came out with one of the major, I think it was like 6 scale figures that had it was the Iron Man, the Hono Iron Man, right? People were like, oh man, this, that has, like, you can use the countermeasure dispensers that are on the side of the Iron Man figure to there's a magnet in there that you can use to activate the lights, I think, on the hands and on the eyes on the helmet. I think the chest too. I can't remember. It's been a minute, but but third-party figures, like I mentioned in that when I discussed that on I think it was Hot Talk, on that Hono Iron Man. Third-party figures have been utilizing this for a minute now, that technology, and so here's an example of where that's included, right? So you use the traffic cone on that diorama display to turn on the lights, the light up traffic light, the stoplight, which is awesome. I think that's really a cool touch here. So yeah, you get all this stuff in the deluxe, and so hence why it's that much more. It's that much more pricier on this figure on the deluxe. But yeah, I think it looks good. I will say, so Patriot Studio has done quite a few Resident Evil figures already. I know they've done Leon Kennedy, or the figure based on Leon Kennedy. I believe they did some of the females. I think they did like Ada Wong or Claire Redfield. I'm not Claire. Is it Redfield? Yeah, I'm blanking now. There's Jill Valentine, I think, and Claire Redfield, I believe it is. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm mistaken on that one. But yeah, so they've done quite a few Resident Evil figures, some based on Resident Evil 4 and like other Resident Evils. So if you guys are fans of those, here's another one for you to add to your collection. On the recent reviews I've seen for the Leon Kennedy figure, I think for the most part it's pretty solid. The only thing they were saying is just that the fabric jacket on that one as well, on the Leon figure anyways, or the not Leon figure, it might be too tight in some areas, and so that hinders articulation. But obviously that's going to be the case for any figure with fabric cloth clothing, right? With fabric goods or cloth material or fabric clothing, that's going to hinder the articulation somewhat based on the actual material of the clothes, right? So, and how bulky or thick it is. This one looks to be like it shouldn't have any issues, just because the type of fabric they're using. They don't specify in the description, but it doesn't look like it'll have any issues on articulation as we're looking here through some of the photos. But he's fully geared up, tactical suit, tactical attire. Which what I was gonna touch on is that even if you're not a Resident Evil fan and you're not familiar with Chris Redfield or Captain Silverblade in this in this instant, it just makes a good like kind of military type warrior, 1/12 scale military type warrior. It just occurred to me, for those of you getting the Haya Toys 1/12 scale Luke Devereaux from Universal Soldier, the Jean-Claude Van Damme figure. This could pair nicely with that one, right? If you want to have like another side character to pair with that one, this would be a good character to have, right? No one's going to know. Mix and match figures, they're not going to know who this is. Well, the non-gamers anyway. So yeah, you got options there. Display. Mix and match. Have fun with your figures. They don't always have to be just pristine. But yeah, so... for those wondering also, the reason they call him Silverblade is I guess he was part of a unit, a special task force in the game that was called, I think it was Silver Dagger or Sliver Dagger, something like that. And so they're thinking, some people were thinking that this could be his call sign within that task force. Although again, it says Silverblade, not Silver. So yeah, I don't know if that's just a typo or if it's actually supposed to be Sliver. And there's a photo here that was from Wonderfest 2020. I guess that's how far behind I am. They apparently revealed this, I believe, in Wonderfest 2020. So yeah, a while ago, and this had went up for pre-order, I think about a year or so after. And then yeah, now it's finally coming out. So yeah. Overdue, both on release and on me covering this figure. But hey, now you're aware of it. For those that don't, just like I am, we're all aware. So I don't know if I'll get this one yet. That is kind of the deluxe is tempting just because that cool silver. See, I want to call it silver dial. They're messing with me now. The diorama base and the light up function and just how that looks. I mean, again, you can use that with anything, right? Just that street scene diorama. It's just really cool. You can use that with any figure for any photos, and the other accessories like the zombie dog, the corrupting crow. You can put them with any of your crow figures. Your Brandon Lee crow figures maybe, or just your scarecrow. For those of you that get the Red Man, Straw Man. Oh, my apologies. The Straw Man, not the Scarecrow. Yeah, if you get the Straw Man, you can put that corrupting crow with him as well. So yeah, there you go. All right. Wow, spent way more time than I thought on this Silverblade. Let me address the chat real quick here. Blue Tattoo is commenting on the Alien movie. He says Alien is a horror movie set in space. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, I agree that the first Alien movie is a horror movie, and I'm in that camp who thinks the first Alien is a horror movie. But I would also say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's just me. Yep, I know. You're going to come at me in the comments. I get it. Or probably right here in the chat. But yeah, that's just where I stand on those. You don't have to agree with me. It's all good. It's all good. Blue Tattoo saying, cool, 112 Scarecrow waiting on Hot Toys, though. Yeah, I know a lot of people order that one. And a 2.0 Ra's al Ghul from Batman Begins, right? I think because they already did it at 1.0, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Hot Toys already did that one. But I think people are also waiting on a 2.0, including myself. I think I might get that one too if he's in his what do they call it? The League of Shadows samurai type outfit. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool if they did Hot Toys at a 2.0. I would add that to my Batman's villain display. All right, so going on to the next 12 scale figure now. All right, going back to the licensed figures, we have here the ThreeZero Mega Man MDLX Firestorm version. So this is Mega Man / Rockman. For those of you that don't know, Mega Man is a video game character, but in Japan they call him Rockman. I'm not sure why. I want to say probably there's like some translation thing, but yeah, they call him Rockman in Japan, but here in the States, in other places, they refer to him as Mega Man. So he's typically blue. ThreeZero did do an MDLX version of his typical blue, his suit, like the traditional the multicolored blue suit. And then now they're doing this Firestorm suit, which I think looks awesome, to tell you the truth, man. The colors, if you guys have been watching my streams and you know me, in my taste, I like things with just color that just pops, things that pop, and just kind of variety, just kind of like unique variants and just different looks, right? Just things that pop, right? Just things with color, and this really pops. This caught my eye, and yeah, I did get the blue version, the ThreeZero MDLX, the blue version, but this one, yeah, man, this one just looks so cool. I love the colors. If nothing else, it's just I couldn't tell you honestly what Mega Man game this one is specifically from, because there's a lot. I think it goes up to like 9 or 11. I think the newest one was Mega Man 11, and then there was like a spin-off Mega Man X, right? So that's like a different look with Mega Man, and that has its own set number of games. but this one is just Mega Man, like no X. And so this is more representative. The blue one, anyways, is representative of the Marvel vs. Capcom look. And I covered that one already in a previous figure lowdown. So go check that out. Or if I remember, I'll put that link in the description as well, where I covered the blue version. But I'm sure you can Google it too. I think it's still available. So this one here is, let's see, I'm jumping around. Sorry here. Let's see. I think I may have skipped one. Okay, so Rockman, $40 USD, 4 inches. Like I said, this is kind of 12th scale-ish. MDLX for ThreeZero is kind of like their smaller scale line. So this is 4 inches, 10.2 centimeters to give you an idea. And of course, as ThreeZero usually does, they're really, they excel in their engineering and their articulation of their figures. This is no different. 34 points of articulation for this figure, set to come out Q2 of 2025. Interesting thing about this one is that, for those that aren't aware, Big Bad Toy Store, BBTS, is going through their 25th birthday, is a 25th anniversary, and they have a bunch of exclusives that they are doing with figure companies, other figure manufacturers. They're kind of partnering with Big Bad Toy Store for their event, and they're putting up things that are exclusive, and this being one of them. However, this, for some reason, this, I'm not sure what's going on here, but this is actually available also like at 1/6 Kit, and I think a couple of other Asian-based retailers, online retailers. So, but it does, if you go to Big Bad Toy Store on their website, this does say exclusive. So I don't know if it's exclusive to them in the US only. And then, you know how the whole licensing thing goes and how that works. That's probably what it is. But, at other places outside the US, it's not really as exclusive. So, yeah. But again, this is an example that I was referring to earlier when I was talking about the JazzInc Catwoman, where, again, this is 40 USD for us here in the States. But outside of that, for on 1/6 Kit, for instance, that is, I forgot how much, I think it was like around 50, but there is a markup there that's more expensive. So those who live outside the US and get it from there, they're the ones paying the markup. Granted, that's, we're talking about $40 to $50 compared to like the $300, $200, $100 kind of difference between the JazzInc Catwoman. But still, like, just the principle's the same, right? This is what I was getting at, right? The idea of the whole markup that US typically doesn't see, US collectors typically don't see, and this is an example here of that. So, but yeah, it has it's the effects, or sorry, the accessories. So 2 alternate faceplates for this Mega Man, 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, the Mega Buster that he has, and then his Firestorm effect piece. This is Photoshop here. This isn't the effect piece I was talking about. That's actually this here, this red fireball, this Hadouken type of effect. Of course, it's Capcom. This game was also made by Capcom, so I think there's some similarities there. But oh yeah, here's all the accessories laid out. As you can see, the height again, 10.2 centimeters, like I was saying, 4 inches. So yeah, he's a little guy. Mega Man was short. That seems about right. I didn't go and do the actual wiki on how tall he should be in the game, but I know he's short. Even in Marvel vs. Capcom, he's one of like those tiny characters. He's like really small, makes him hard to hit. Yeah, kind of like similar to Oddjob in GoldenEye. For those of you GoldenEye fans out there, where are my GoldenEye fans? Shout out. Yeah, when you play as Oddjob for Nintendo 64, multiplayer, he's really short, so it's hard to hit him, and people hated when someone chose Oddjob because you had to like aim down to shoot him. So yeah, it's a little guy, little man, little Mega Man. Let's see here. All right, so that was Firestorm, Mega Man / Rockman Firestorm version. Sticking with ThreeZero here, we got going on to Transformers. Still within their MDLX line, we have the Acid Storm, and this is another apparently quote-unquote Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. This one and the next one we'll go over are also BBTS exclusive, but again, you can get them outside the US at other retailers also, and they're going to be higher in price though, so just keep that in mind. So these are more pricey. There are bigger figures and there's more to them, so I'll go over that here in a second, but $120 for each of these 2 Transformer figures I'm going to cover, and they're pretty much the same. They're pretty, if not identical, they're just different paint color schemes. These have about 50 points of articulation, so compared to Mega Man had 34, these are about 50, and that's kind of typical for these figures. These are set to come out in Q4 of 2024. And they each have, here, I'll wait till we get to there, but this is, so this is Acid Storm. Oh, here we go, the accessories. So we have 2 detachable cannons, 2 detachable blades, a detachable back wing system, right? So the wings they have in the back are detachable, and 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. And so those who aren't familiar, MDLX, ThreeZero figures, or I think a lot of their Transformer figures in general, they have die-cast metal frames or die-cast frames underneath, and then kind of some of their outer pieces are plastic. But yeah, they definitely have die-cast metal frames. I'm not sure where exactly. I think it's throughout the whole frame structure or system, but I don't know for sure. They don't really specify where, but you can feel it when you get it. For those of you who know, or for those who aren't familiar, I should say, you can feel like when you get a figure and you feel some parts of the legs or the joints are cold. Typically, that means they're die-cast, and so you can get it and you feel it. What parts have that in there, and of course you can get a magnet or kind of tap it to kind of listen for that sound, that metal sound. But yeah, all that to say, like I mentioned, ThreeZero, awesome engineering, quality. The quality of the Transformer figures are awesome. In any scale, that's really cool, and this is no different. This is of course another paint variant of their Seekers, right? So they have I'm already blanking, but Starscream is obviously one of them. So you have Starscream is the typical the gray color jet, whereas Alt Mode is a jet, right? So there's Starscream, and then you have I want to say Thundercracker and Skywarp are the other 2. One of them is blue. Color scheme is all blue, and then purple, and now these are going to be green, and the other one's kind of has like a yellow orange, which I'll show you here. But yeah, so basically just variants, just different color paint schemes. Awesome articulation, and I am tempted by this, I'm not going to lie, but I already have the other 3, so I think I'm just going to stop there. I don't need to get them all, although if I known about these colors beforehand, I think I would have not have gotten Starscream, the typical gray one, and I probably would have got this instead, again, because I love the colors. So I would have had, this green one, the blue one, and the purple one. That would have been a cool display there with those 3 colors. But yeah, so this is Acid Storm, really cool. And then, as you can kind of spoiler, here is Sunstorm here on the right that you can see. So speaking of, let me go ahead and just jump on over there. Everything's pretty much that I've just mentioned and read off is going to be identical or the same for this figure, right? Pricing, points of articulation, accessories, they're all going to be the same. It's just a different paint scheme. So you have this kind of yellowish orange, hence the name Sunstorm, right? To go with this one. This one also looks cool. Probably one I would have passed on. Well, I'm passing on both, but if these were all out, when they were selling these, when they were for pre-order, I think I would have passed on this regardless. It does look cool and bright, but yeah, I think I would have kept the 3 colors I mentioned earlier, the green, purple, and blue, if I had a choice. If I had a choice in the beginning. Yeah, really cool, awesome articulation. So for those Transformer fans out there, one thing to point out also who aren't familiar, the ThreeZero Transformers don't transform. Just keep that in mind. Yes, I know they're Transformers, but this is more focused on just the articulation, the sculpt, and the engineering, the design, the quality, and things like that. You do have limitations if you add in a transforming feature. The articulation won't be as good, right? There's going to be some things you're giving up, so it's a trade-off. And of course, there's plenty of other Transformer figures that actually transform for those of you that want that, but ThreeZero's focusing more just the articulation and the aesthetic of the robot mode or the robot form. And they're all inspired by the G1, the traditional cartoon, but ThreeZero does take some liberties, right? There's kind of a little idealized on their look, so they're not direct representations of the 1980s, the original Transformers, but they're pretty close, right? They're inspired by, I should say. So yeah, another example of where here in the States it's one price, but if you go try to buy this outside the States, it's going to be higher. And so yeah, it's for those who can't take advantage of that lower price. Now we're feeling it with the Catwoman, and there's some others too. So yeah, Sunstorm and Acid Storm. All right, let me address the chat real quick. I got a couple more figures. This is going to be a long one, man. All right. So let's see here. 12-inch Moose Stream is saying, I have Big Chief Studios James Bond V1, Blowfield, Odd Job, Dr. No, JB, and Tux. 1/6 scale figures. Nice. I only know like 2 of those figures. 2 of those characters you just named, Moose, but congrats on those. Yeah, I take it as long as you're happy with those. Yeah, man, more power to you. Let's see here. What do we got? What am I missing here? I want to make sure. Blue. Oh, Blue's confirming. Hot Toys never made a Ra's al Ghul. Unfortunately, still waiting for that one too. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, thanks for confirming. I wasn't sure if they did a 1.0 or not. I thought it was like in a 2-pack or something, but maybe I'm mistaken on the version. But yeah, thanks for confirming on that, Blue. Let's see here. Blue's all saying the Transformers look great. ThreeZero does an awesome job on those. Yeah, man, for sure. I have quite a few of them. That's one of the ones where I have a good amount of ThreeZero Transformers in both the MDLX and the DLX line. Because yeah, and I say this every time I bring up MDLX figures, Transformers. They're just awesome, man. For those of you that know. Moose is saying Transformers have a low priority for me. I was too old to appreciate these and many other 80s animated IPs like G.I. Joe, He-Man. I was in my 20s then. I'm kind of with you on the Transformers, man, because when I was younger, I wasn't really into Transformers either for some reason. It was weird. For me, it was mostly, and I've mentioned this before, it was, Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, Voltron, Centurions, like those. And for some reason, I couldn't get into G.I. Joe or Transformers. It wasn't until later when I started collecting heavily, more so during the pandemic, is when I got into Transformers. And that's actually what I started with, was Transformers. So I got a lot of the Hasbro 6-inch scale Transformers, like War for Cybertron, because that show was awesome, by the way, on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, all of those, I think, from what it's been a minute, but I think all the seasons of War for Cybertron were really good, in my opinion. I really enjoyed that series. I think that's probably what made me want to go back and buy the figures. And so, yeah, that's what you see here behind me. Let me enhance real quick for those that aren't aware. Enhance. Yeah, right. So here we go. So all these figures are here. This is my Transformer shelf. So all those are my Hasbro War for Cybertron figures, Transformers. That's all right there. So yeah, that's what I started with. And then from there, it just expanded to all this you see behind me. So yeah. But all that to say, Moose, yeah, I'm with you. I couldn't get into it when I was younger either, for some reason, the Transformers cartoon. All right, let's see here. Clint Martin in the house. What up, Clint? He says, nice jacket. Thanks, man. Just picked up from the cleaners the other day. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Hopefully, let me know if you have if you're doing any costume, any dress up or anything like that. If you're gonna post photos, or any of you in the chat, in the comments, let me know if you looking forward to seeing your costumes, if you have any. I don't know if you're gonna dress up. Let's see here. Freaking Stein in the house, man. I like the name for one. Thank you for coming through. I don't think you've seen it here before, but I appreciate you chiming in. It says, what's up, everyone? What is up? Hopefully you're doing well. Freaking Stein says, I have about 4,000 Transformers and blow up G.I. Joe and He-Man and other toys with fireworks when I was a kid. Yeah, man. I'm sure you're not alone on that one. I've heard people doing that too. Just, part of having fun and damaging them, kind of like Sid from Toy Story. Just kind of strapping M80s, M40s to figures and just blowing them up. Yeah, I'm sure kids have done that. So, but yeah, man, good to hear you're a big Transformers fan. I'm not that huge of a Transformers fan, but yeah, I have my selection. I have a good amount, but not as much as you. But thanks for coming through. Appreciate you tuning in and watching us here. So staying with Transformers, there's a couple more here, 2 more, and then we're good. I promise. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Next up, we have the Transformers cross Naruto crossover figures, and the Transformers. This is Hasbro. This is again smaller scale, 6-inch scale, more or less. So they've done this before, right? They have quite a few other crossovers that I'll get into here in a minute, but I saw this, and this kind of took me back because I don't think I've seen, there hasn't really been anything anime inspired that I'm aware of. Let me know in the chat or the comments that Transformers has done, like their crossover, right? So this was kind of, for one, there was just the anime. For two, that they went with Naruto, which is really cool. Naruto is cool. So that's what these characters are from. They're from, for those that don't know, the show Naruto, that's what these characters are based off. So the big fox, or they call him the Nine Tails fox, that his name is Kurama, or their name is Kurama, and the little toad there, that is Gamakichi. I think that's how you pronounce it, Gamakichi. So 2 characters from the Naruto line, or Naruto manga or anime. And they later on they're both his buddies. So yeah, this is $55 USD. This is up for pre-order. It's set to come out April 2025. And these actually honestly look really cool. You know, so they're on their robot form. Kurama looks like Naruto a little bit. You can see the headband here. Let me zoom in. He kind of is molded after, or kind of made to represent Naruto here a little bit here. And then also in this little Gamakichi figure, you can kind of see the head looks like it's supposed to be like Naruto a little bit. But this is really cool. I like how they have these effects. I'll go over these accessories here in a little bit. But yeah, Transformers that actually do transform here. So this is Kurama. So Kurama comes with the 2 swappable hands, which is really cool. 2 kunai, 2 chakra plates, the Rasengan and the Rasen Shuriken. So no worries if you don't know what those are. Those are just names of abilities in the Naruto anime or the manga. You know, those are chakra blasts, or like their energy blasts, basically, like kind of like similar to, for those that know Dragon Ball, you know, those energy blasts that they shoot. Well, in Naruto and that whole anime, they use chakra blasts. So chakra blasts, and that's their equivalent. They're all ninjas, right? That's what Naruto's based off. The theme is ninja, so they're all ninjas with different abilities. And so those are just his ninja ability effects here, which is really cool. And then Gamakichi, the smaller figure here, when transformed, that figure comes with the sword and the summoning scroll. You saw the summoning scroll on his mouth, and he has a sword. But it looks like you can use a kunai in this one as well. So this is here they are in their ult mode again. Oh yeah, so here you go. You can see the little sword and the scroll, the summoning scroll. So yeah, like I was saying, I have some of the Transformer crossover figures, and you can't really see them, but they're behind me. So they have done, for those of you that aren't familiar, Transformers has done this, or Hasbro's done this, where they had a mix-up of some other IPs. So there's a X-Men Transformers crossover where they did the Blackbird, which is it's blue, but is that right? The Blackbird? Man, I can't believe I think it's the Blackbird, right? Correct me here in the chat. Help me out. I think it's a Blackbird is what they call the X-Men jet. The stealth plane they use in the animated series. And I think in the comics too. But yeah, they have that, which is awesome. It comes with a little mini Wolverine figure and Sabretooth, I believe. But yeah, that's a Transformer. That's really awesome. I have that. I have the Back to the Future one. There's a DeLorean. That one's really cool, right? It's a smaller figure that transforms into DeLorean and then robot mode. I have the Ghostbusters one of the Ecto 1. And they did 2 versions of that. I think they had the original Ghostbusters, or from like one of the movies, and then one from Afterlife, I believe. They came out with one version and they reissued it and as a different label. I think it was Afterlife. So I have that one. I have the Jurassic Park one. That one's really cool. They actually have a T-Rex that transforms, and they have the Jeep. That was a 2-pack. And so yeah, even if you leave it in the display, that one's really cool because you can leave it in the box, and it has a really cool collector display. The Transformers crossover, or Transformers cross Jurassic Park, and it has like in the box they have like that scene where the T-Rex is chasing the Jeep, so they have that scene on display, so it's really cool. But yeah, I have that one as well, and yeah, they've been really cool. There's some that I passed on. I think there's 1 or 2 that I didn't get, but I think they're really cool. It's just the touches, and if you're either a fan of either of those or both, you know, this is a good combination for you. If you're a fan of any of those IPs or Transformers, that's a good combo. So here's what the box looks like. Yeah, and then kind of transforming it. There are 2 modes. This number here, 12 and 14, is how many steps to convert between the 2 modes, for those that aren't familiar. So yeah, really, I think this is really cool. I'm going to pass on these though, because this one doesn't really call to me as much. It's not like, oh man, I got to get that one, but it does look cool. It does look cool. Maybe if it goes on, I'll wait and see if it drops in, on price, like if it goes on clearance or sale somewhere, just because I think this one may sit for a little bit, and this is readily available everywhere, so I think it may go down in price. And I've seen some of those Transformer crossover figures drop in price too, like the X-Men one, the DeLorean. I think all of them, the Ghostbusters, they've all come down in price at some point. So yeah, I think if you wait on this, they'll probably go down in price, is my thought. But don't hold me to that. I don't know. I could be wrong. People just could be clamoring for this all of a sudden. It just sells out. I don't know. But yeah. All right, let's see here. Let me go to the chat real quick before I go to the last figure. Clinton Martin says, might have to break out my Jedi fit for Thursday to hand out candy in the kiddos. And yeah, man, which Jedi do you have? If you don't mind saying which Jedi look, or are you just kind of like a general kind of Jedi, John Doe, Clinton Martin Jedi? Or I guess, let me see, I'm trying to Jedify your name here. Would it be You know what I just realized? If I try to mix up your name, you still get the same thing. I'm over here trying to swap Mar with Clinton, and you still get Clinton Martin, and you still get the same thing. Did you ever notice that? Wow. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah. That's just funny to me. I'm over here trying to mix up your name in my head. I'm just reading the same thing. Clinton Martin Clinton. Yeah. That was pretty lame. Sorry. I amuse myself there sometimes. Frankenstein is saying here, I'm about to do a hangout stream dressed up as Optimus Prime. Oh, playing with Roboson's self-transforming Megatron. I'm 46. I'm way older than Sid. Hey, but kid at heart, right? Aren't we all? All of us here in the community are kid at heart. That's what matters. Age ain't nothing but a number. Maybe I shouldn't probably use that quote. I think we should probably get past that quote. Age ain't nothing but a thing. How about that? That's probably not any better, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying, man. Well, good luck on the stream. Hopefully it goes well, and I know sometimes we get costume mishaps, but hopefully it works out for you on your stream. And I gotta check you out. I don't think I've seen it before, so I'll see if I can catch you on your one of your streams, whatever stream that's going to be. But let us know here in the chat, or maybe comment afterwards and let us know, and we can check that out. Moose Stream is saying, I want the Roboson, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. Yeah, man, those are really cool. When I first saw that Roboson, Optimus Prime, I think a lot of us were blown away, but the price, what was it, like 700 plus USD at the time? The Megatron, though, looks really awesome. If I had to choose between the two, I'd go Megatron all the way. That's really cool. They also did a Buzz Lightyear. I saw they did a Buzz Lightyear. That's really cool. And you can have him attached like he's flying, but he does, movements on there. For those that don't know what they're talking about, the Roboson. So the Transformers figures, Roboson is the company that makes them. They're basically self-transforming Transformers, and they have an app to control them, or also I think a control, or it might be the app. The control through the app is the only way you can do it. But the reason they're 700 plus USD, because like I said, they're auto transforming, and they're voice command. You can do voice commands, and you basically can program them to do what I think almost anything, right? You eventually unlock commands, and you can set up like a sequence of commands to have them do. So if you have like some voice command that says, I think I saw one on a video that you can have them do push-ups. You can say like Optimus, do push-ups, and then while he's in his robot mode, he'll actually go down, get on his hands, and like start doing push-ups. And granted, I think I don't know if that's already a setting or you have to program that, but yeah, it's an actual robot, like in the literal sense, that you can control. There's programming along with it, and it's really cool, but it's really expensive, as you can imagine. So they come out with a couple, like I said, there's the Optimus, and Moose mentioned the Megatron, and they have that Buzz Lightyear. So yeah, those are cool. Check out some reviews if you just want to window shop and see what they're all about. But yeah, they're really cool. All right. Frankenstein saying, I didn't get Grimlock or B because I'm saving for Soundwave. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about the Roboson. I didn't know they were coming out with those two. I guess they already came out with Grimlock and Bumblebee, and now Soundwave. That'd be really cool. Be really cool. I gotta check those out on Grimlock. I gotta see how that one looks. I think I totally missed that one. Let's see here. Moose is saying Optimus can't do everything because he can't find me a date. Would you pay extra for that though, if he could? Optimus, find Moose a date. He just picks up like the phone, the app, and he goes straight to Tinder, and he looks one for you. Oh, I'm just messing with you. That's funny. That's really funny. But no, they're really cool. They're really cool. Check them out. All right, last figure here on the agenda on the stream. Man, going almost 2 hours here. I can do it. Kind of burning up, not gonna lie, in the suit. All right, here we go. Sticking with Transformers, crossover Transformer figures, there's one more, right? This one is really cool, I think. This is the Transformers Cross the Mandalorian. This is the N1 Starfighter, and this also just went up recently. So yeah, as you can guess, this is based on the N1 Starfighter from the Mandalorian. And this one, unlike the the Naruto one we just covered. So this is a little more exclusive. So it was on Hasbro Pulse. It's now sold out on Hasbro Pulse, at least in the States it was on Hasbro Pulse. But it's also a Walmart exclusive. And last time I checked before the stream, it was still available on Walmart. And I did pre-order mine through there just before the stream when I saw it was available, because I was going to hold off a little bit. But when I saw it was already sold out at Hasbro Pulse, I went to Walmart online and pre-ordered it there. Similar price though, so just an FYI, I know some of you might be thinking it might be a little high. So again, you know, it's your call if you want to spend this much on it, but it's $55 USD, just like the previous Transformers Naruto figure. Set to come out February 2025, and this is standing at 7.5 inches here. And I think one of the cool things about it here that I'll come up to on is this right here. So this is again, it's based on the N1, so it transforms into the N1, but the stand, when it's in this ship mode, here can be used as accessories for the figure, which is really cool. So you can see it here. So this, I'll go through here in a photo where it has all the accessories. But yeah, this is what it looks like in its alt mode, in the ship mode, with the stand, right? And then so you can see it has some blast effects, some pistols there. This is what it looks like in his robot form with the helmet, his Mandalorian helmet on there, which is cool, which is something the Transformers crossover figures do. They kind of try to represent the figures in the face sculpt where they can, right, or in the head, and like kind of the theme to whatever that crossover is. And so in this case, he has like the Mandalorian mask, which is really cool. So here, this is what I was talking about here. So it does come with these blast effects, right? So 6 blast effects that you can attach in either mode, robot or alt mode / the N1 mode, 2 blasters, and a shield and a cape that convert to a display stand for the figure. So you can see the display stand here, but when you convert it, part of that display stand is the cape, and then the other, the base, the circular base, is a shield, which is really cool. Yeah, I think that's really awesome. I love when companies in general, they kind of find a way to incorporate some part of the display or the base or some accessory into like some practical use. It's really cool. Like for instance, when the other thing that comes to mind is like the Heat Boys, the Mecha Turtles, right? And I know of other companies that have done this, but the one that popped in my head was the Heat Boys Mecha Turtles, those mech Ninja Turtles. Their base has like a sewer shell, like the base that you can stand them on. But if you pop off the manhole cover, like the sewer, you can store all the accessories in there. And so that's really cool when they do things like that. And then the Hot Toys Pennywise, for instance, that's another one. I don't have that figure, but it's cool how the base on that, you can, I think, put I don't know if it's just the head sculpt or some part of the torso in the sewer, so his head's just coming out. So you can have that head in there in the sewer, storm drain, I should say, on the base, on the bottom of the base, and you can have another head sculpt on top of the figure itself. So yeah, it's really clever. I love when companies do that. They take that extra time to kind of implement things like that. It's really cool. And this is kind of something similar, right? So again, Transformers Cross Mandalorian, Star Wars, N1 Starfighter, available at Walmart last I looked, so that's there now. Again, I'll go through and put all the links in the description after the stream, and my apologies again, I forgot to put them in there prior to the stream, but I will put them in there. So but if you want to jump on it now, yeah, head to walmart.com and pre-order that. I don't know where else outside of that it'll be available for those outside of the States, so apologies, I'm not sure where else they would be selling this, or else you can get this. But yeah, if you guys in the chat or in the comments know, help out your fellow collectors there outside the US and let them know where they can get this, because I don't know. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure where you can get this outside, but yeah, really cool. Really cool. All right, let me go through here. Moose is saying, ooh, I just threw up in my mouth. Yeah, I think I might have been to that Optimus Prime comment about paying, helping him find a date. Yeah. Sorry, Moose. Yeah, it's all love, man. You know, we're just kidding around. All right, folks. Well, that was it, man. I did it. Rolled through there. Let me make sure I de-enhance myself. Man, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of a little warm in here, a little perspiration. But thank you all for coming through and staying this long. For those of you that were with me throughout the whole stream. But if any of you kind of just popped in here and there, no worries. You know, I definitely understand. It's a long time to kind of sit through a stream. I have to take breaks myself sometimes when I'm watching them, so no worries at all. I just appreciate watching any part of this. Any support you can give. Again, as a reminder, if you felt any of this was entertaining, informative, or whatever, you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe or share. The subscriptions obviously just help you more than they do me, because I've mentioned multiple times before, I'm doing this as a hobby. My goal is not to get monetized or make money off of this. And I've been hearing even those that do, you have to make quite a few views and subscribers to make anything worthwhile. So I'm not even aiming for that. I'm not even trying. That's just not a path I'm going down. But any other support you do give aside from that is definitely appreciated. So it does help. Anything that you can do, and your time alone though is greatly appreciated as always. So yeah, thank you for coming through. Let me see here. Just keep an eye on my social medias, Feezy's Figure and Feezy's Media on IG and of course on YouTube channels. And on Facebook, it's just Feezy's Figures. So if you haven't already, check it out, see what I'm all about. You can find things on there. I'll usually post up when I'm going to do streams on there, as well as obviously if you're sub to the channel, you'll get notifications on that. You know how that works. But let's see. There's nothing that I'm really anything else that's upcoming. Like I mentioned, the Terrifier 3 that one movie stream I want to do, so be on the lookout for that on my Feezy's Media stream or channel, I should say, Feezy's Media channel. And I think other than that, I think that's it. But thank you again. Have a happy and safe Halloween. I'm glad I was able to get this on the weekend before, because I almost didn't work out. But I'm glad it did. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for humoring me in my my little get up here. And time to go take this off and change, get comfortable. But yeah, have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great Halloween. Hopefully everything goes well. Have fun, but be safe. And after all that, after everything settles down, hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, all. See ya.